All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. So today I wanted to talk about my favorite bodybuilder from the golden era of bodybuilding, Dave Draper, aka the Blonde Bomber. Now, this guy is a guy who I admired mostly because initially I read his book, Brother Iron, Sister Steel. But in the early 60s, he won the Mr. America title in 1965, the Mr. Universe in 66, and the Mr. World in 1970. There's a picture of his book, Brother Iron, Sister Steel, and that's what really introduced me to him. But some of the things that really stand out about him is the fact that he really looks like he could potentially be natural. Now, I'm not claiming by any means that he is natural, but I know a lot of you guys are hardcore natural bodybuilders on my channel, and you guys always have a comment to make about steroid users and steroid abuse. But this bodybuilder in particular, I think if he was taking steroids, he wasn't taking a lot. And at the very most, he was probably taking like a little bit of test or something like that if he was taking anything. But again, the reason I like this guy is because he was an inspiration to me, because he looked like he had a pretty attainable physique. And I thought it was pretty similar to mine in the fact that he was very arm dominant and his legs weren't that great, very similar to my legs. But anyway, I know a lot of you guys are natural bodybuilders and a lot of you guys don't want to hear about big roided up bodybuilders, but I respect them nonetheless because they still work their asses off. And I think it still is a very good achievement to try to push your body to the absolute limit. But anyway, if you look at Dave Draper, he had some great bicep peaks. He had a pretty damn good chest. Just everything about him, man, was just that classic aesthetic look. He had the long, hippie hair like I used to have when I was in high school. And his bicep peaks, man, were just crazy, dense, and hard. You could just tell, this was way before synthol. You can tell he wasn't putting any oil or any bullshit in his arms. It was just dense, hard muscle. And again, he just wasn't a big freaky monster, man, and that's what I liked about him. I didn't like the huge mass monsters. I didn't like the guys that were obviously, pushing the limit for their time. This guy was a guy who was just aesthetic. You could tell he knew he was aesthetic. You could tell he knew he didn't really have to push it with the drugs. He didn't really have to push it with the size. You could just tell he knew he had a pretty damn good physique, and he didn't really have to max out in a sense. So I think it's good that he really stayed kind of smaller and kept that aesthetic look, and that's what really drew me to him as a main inspiration when I started lifting. Reading his book, seeing the pictures, seeing the videos, and seeing the fact that even into his 60s and 70s, he was able to stay in pretty good shape. I think he's about 50 in this picture I'm showing right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thumbs up if you're a fan of the Blonde Bomber. Nick Strength and Power, signing out.